Hi everyone, it's Sue with Ully Cat's Designs and Ully Cat's World blog, and I'm here today with another Craft Roulette process video. This is for episode 323, and the parameters are project is an A7 card, pretty colors, a photo booth element, and random is geometric shapes. So I'm going to start with showing you some of the main dies that I'm going to be using. These Spellbinders Jungle Blooms. I'm going to be using the greenery and the branch from the Tiki Toucan. And then my main piece is going to be the Rainforest Falls. So I'm going to start with my card base, which the very bottom of it is a 5 by 7 inch piece of cardstock. And then the front of it is basically an A2 size, which would be 4¼ inches by 5½ inches. And then I've made an easel that is 6 inches long and 4 inches across, so that when it is folded, we'll have one tab down and one tab will be glued, so it's like that. But when its bottom tab is glued on, it will be attached to the base. I'm just going to put glue, and this was scored at a 1/2 inch from the top and then 3 inches. And I'll just put a paperweight on it. So from the Waterfall set, I've cut out and assembled a lot of the pieces. So this back piece looks like this, and it has some white rocks, and then the waterfall is 2 pieces as well. And we have our splash down as well as our rocks. I kind of want this to, I want the water to be about there. So I will go down. Looks like maybe 1/4 inch gap I can get by with. For the time being, I'm just going to put glue on the parts that I know are going to get covered. Do the same on the other side, because I want to be able to tuck things in underneath those. This piece I may actually pop up on some foam tape because it's already got some depth there. And this is 1mm thick foam tape, so it's not So I added a little double foam tape behind these bottom rocks. And then I took my sponge dauber, and Taurean Velvet is the name of this color that I did the sky with. And now I'm going to take and do our sunset. Or it could be a sunrise. I haven't decided which it is. Wouldn't hurt to have the clouds going over because our background will hide a lot of that. So I want to add some extra rocks because as this becomes an easel, we'll have another little short splash, just switching up where the rocks are so that when this comes down, we'll be using this other puddle as our stopper, and we'll put another splash coming here. So the next thing we'll do, glue our panel onto the easel. I've just put a single layer of foam tape on the kind of splash puddle. I did trim it off. If you recall, there was a little kind of tab toward the top of it. I'm going to put a single piece foam tape on the back of the dark splash. I want it in front of those back rocks, but behind that one. Single layer of the 1mm foam tape, so that you now kind of get the idea of a splash down. So now I'm going to work on gluing in the rocks that will go around the edge of our stream. These are the same rocks that go down the side of the waterfall. I'm just lining the straight edge with the straight edge. Now this piece is actually what goes underneath the waterfall, but I took the same die and just cut some rocks from it. And I'm just taking my Ully marker that is called Sky, and just next we'll work on some greenery. I've added some little touches to the finished card, and so these tiny frogs from Memory Box, the little butterfly from Tonic Studios, their Tropical Rainforest silhouette die. Then I used the Spellbinders clear stamps, the Go Wild sentiments and coordinating die, and I stamped all of my sentiments in Catherine Pooler All That Jazz. And then to get my photo booth element, I used the movie Night Charms from Karen Burniston film strip, and I took pictures of my card so that I could use the film strip to show how you would open and display the card. And I just printed them an inch wide and then cut them down to size. So there is my photo booth strip, how to open card for display. And here's the finished card. This is what it looks like when you take it out of the envelope. You can read Enjoy the Adventure. We've got little butterflies, lots of jungle greenery, and then we've got the stopper. And there's some little frogs, another little butterfly. We've got a vine or log going across the water. Happy birthday. And I will mention that I took my Glimmer Gloss shimmer pen to add a lot of sparkle, which hopefully you can see to the card. And there's a little frog. There's a little frog. There's one of the butterflies. There's 3 butterflies around the waterfall. I actually did lines radiating out from the sun. And there's plenty of space on the back if you needed to write a note. There's a little frog and my signature. And I stamped the envelope with Life's a Jungle. In the card, I would put that in there. I would again put my photo booth element in, and I would probably do it so hopefully it would stay up toward the top. And there we have it. So let's go through the checklist of parameters for episode 323. This is an A7 card. So that's 5 by 7 is the outside piece. We have lots of pretty bright colors, from reds and from the warm colors to some of the greens and the blues. We have our photo booth element, which is actually just a film strip that would be used to tell the recipient how to open and display the card. And our geometric shapes, we have half of a circle. We have rectangles, which are the card base and the back of the panel. Those are our primary shapes, and there's definitely rectangles on the how to display, or what I like to call the Card Recipient Experience strip, or CRX. So there's our card for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got some inspiration from it, and we'll see you next Friday when Craft Roulette is live again. Bye-bye.